Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here. Welcome back to another Star Wars Sunday. Today we are diving back in to the canon, television, and short stories. This time we are picking up in 4 BBY, and we do start with some Star Wars Rebels. We pick up in Season 1 at Episode 8, and we go straight through to the season finale of Season 1. Now, this does mean it can officially go into my Star Wars TV rankings, as we've completed a season within the timeline. And it's going to go into 4th. It is behind Clone Wars, Andor, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And places right in at 4th, and then behind it is Bad Batch and Acolyte. I know there are other shows that are out, but we have not hit those in the timeline. And if I somehow missed a show that I did already pass in the timeline, please let me know, because I will put it into my ranking. But that's where we are in the timeline. 4 BBY Rebels. I really enjoyed Season 1. You get to know the characters. It was a lot of characters to get to know right at the beginning. And unlike in Clone Wars, there's no characters that you really already have a background knowledge of from the movies. So they were just teaching you these characters, and by the end of the season I did grow to enjoy most of the characters. So let's dive into Season 1, Episode 8, Empire Day. Advanced Star TIE Fighter revealed during Lothal's Empire Day Parade. The Ghost crew blows it up. Ezra was born on the day the Empire began. The Ghost crew picks up Sibo, an Imperial tech who has plenty of schematics knowledge downloaded. He has a little implant. He also knows what happened to Ezra's parents after the Empire took them 8 years earlier. An Inquisitor is chasing the Ghost. Episode 9, Gathering Forces. Empire gets tracking device on the Ghost. Ezra and Kanan take the Phantom and Tracker away from the Ghost. An epic dismount while in hyperspace. Honestly, this is such a cool thing and very unique. This is not something they've ever shown before in Star Wars, and it was awesome. They return to the same dangerous planet from Episode 7, and the Ghost delivers Sibo to Fulcrum, who I am fairly certain is Ahsoka Tano. He tells Hera Ezra's parents' fate. Kanan duels the Inquisitor, and Ezra uses the Force to encourage the planet's predators to fight for them, allowing them to escape in the Phantom and rejoin the Ghost. Kanan had removed the Tracker. Ezra tapped into the dark side against the Inquisitor. It is nice going through Rebels as I have watched the Ahsoka show, which is also why I'm guessing Ahsoka is Fulcrum, because she clearly has influence in the show just based on what happens in Ahsoka. So it's cool seeing this, as I should have probably watched this show before watching Ahsoka. But this is the path I took. Episode 10, Path of the Jedi. Kanan and Ezra visit an abandoned Jedi temple on Lothal to test Ezra, and he passes a Force test. He and Kanan both hear from Yoda. Ezra finds a Kyber crystal and builds his lightsaber, which also has a little stun gun on the front of it. Episode 11, Idiot's Array. The Ghost is hired by Lando Calrissian. A nice little cameo for him. Lando trades Hera for cargo, and Hera takes an escape pod back to the Ghost. The cargo is a puffer pig, and this is one of the episodes that is fairly tiring when the 3 idiots do something dumb. And I know that's the name of the episode, but that was based on a sabacc hand that Lando cheated, most likely, to get against Zeb. My thing is when Zeb, Ezra, and the droid, I should know the name of the droid because I just watched an episode, they just cause trouble. It annoys me in anything when the plot is that protagonists are dumb. That's just Episode 12, Vision of Hope. The Ghost crew knows the Empire has set a trap for them and an anti-Empire senator. The senator is undercover and turns on Hera and Ezra, but she knocks him out, and the Ghost escapes. He'd been working for the Empire the whole time. Episode 13, Call to Action. Tarkin arrives on Lothal. Very cool. He has 2 Imperial officers killed for their failures containing the Ghost crew. Kanan duels the Inquisitor and is captured, allowing the rest of the crew to escape. They send a message to the people of the galaxy, inspiring hope. Tarkin destroys the Empire's tower to end the transmission. Episode 14, Rebel Resolve. Fulcrum orders Hera to go into hiding. Ezra, Zeb, and Sabine leave Hera to find Kanan. The Inquisitor is torturing Kanan, and Tarkin plans on bringing Kanan to Mustafar. Episode 15, Fire Across the Galaxy. Ezra, Zeb, and Sabine steal an Imperial shuttle and destroy ties on Lothal. They rendezvous with Hera and infiltrate the Imperial fleet over Mustafar. Ezra gets Kanan and they duel the Inquisitor. Ezra was knocked off of his ledge and hurt, and Kanan wins. The Inquisitor then falls into a big pit of flaming explosions and dies? It's Star Wars, so I don't believe that. But it's the end of the season, so we're led to believe that the Inquisitor is dead. The Ghost crew escapes Tarkin's exploding ship in TIE fighters, and a rebel fleet arrives, helping the crew flee the Empire. And Ahsoka Tano is unsurprisingly Fulcrum. Darth Vader arrives on Lothal. And that is how you end a season, with Tarkin and Vader pissed off at some people who are reuniting with Ahsoka Tano. If that doesn't get me wanting to watch next season, I don't know what will. It's currently in 4th, but I do have thoughts that it could move up, depending on the Ahsoka Vader mergings that happen. And I do know that Thrawn still has to peek in at some point and become a force in Rebels. Up next is a short story, Rebel Bluff, by Michael Kogi. It is found in Star Wars Insider number 158. Rogue Imperial mining analyst Rhea Clark steals a pot won by Lando Calrissian in a game of sabacc against Vizago on Lothal. Stormtroopers came looking for her as she is wanted for deleting a mining database. Her reports to Tarkin, encouraging the Empire to mine on Lothal, brought mass poverty to farmers who were relocated without assistance. She was inspired to make amends by Ezra's message. Lando and Vizago helped Clark evade the Empire. The displaced people attacked the squad of stormtroopers. Lando and Vizago are leaving Lothal for a couple weeks, while Clark and the people of Tarkin Town gear up for war against the Empire. Alright, now we have the first 3 episodes of Andor Season 2. And I feel like Andor Season 2 is best explained as 4 movies, not 12 episodes. But I do dive deep into Andor into previous videos on the channel, Seasons 1 and 2, respectively. But we are at the point in the timeline now, where we hit Andor Season 1. The ones in 4 BBY. Episode 1, 1 year later. Episode 2, Sagrona Tima. And Episode 3, Harvest. And this show, I had said when we hit Season 1 in the timeline that I was waiting for Season 2 to really move it into first place. But now, looking at the Star Wars TV rankings, Andor is better than Clone Wars now that we're into Season 2. This first 3 episodes, if knowing what I know about Andor from Season 1, where the first half of the season gets shown to seem to be epic, and then you get the second half and you go, wow, that was child's play. This first 3 episodes being child's play of the season is insane. It's so good. And I think this is what people, Star Wars fans who have grown up with Star Wars, want out of a show, because it's a show that grew up with us. It is very adult. This is not a family-friendly show anymore, to me. But It's a great show. So it is the top of Star Wars television. The Mandalorian might have a say in that when we get to that in the timeline, but until then, Andor will be number 1. After those 3 episodes, we continue with Rebels, but move on to Season 2, Episode 1, The Siege of Lothal, Part 1. Ghost and Rebels steal supplies from the Empire. Lothal minister is assassinated for her failures. The Empire blames the Ghost crew for her death. Vader catches the Ghost crew in a trap. Episode 2, The Siege of Lothal, Part 2. Vader wounds Kanan and Sabine, but the Ghost crew does escape. The Empire burns Tarkin town, and the Ghost crew escapes Lothal in an Imperial shuttle. The Ghost crew votes to rejoin the Rebel fleet and does. The Empire is tracking the shuttle. Vader destroys the Rebel fleet on his own. Ahsoka and Vader realize each were in the space battle. Surviving Rebel fleet and Ghost escape the system. Vader reveals to Palpatine Ahsoka is alive, but Ahsoka does not reveal Vader's identity to the Rebels. An Inquisitor will be dispatched after Ahsoka, Kanan, and Ezra. Take a brief removal from Rebels for Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures, Darth Vader vs. the Rebel Fleet, Fearsome Fighter Pilot. This is a quick recap of Vader vs. the Rebel Fleet in Episode 2 of Season 2 of Rebels, which does weirdly show more ships in less time, more types of ships in less time than were actually present in the Rebels episode. So that's interesting to me. We rejoin Rebels in Season 2 with Episode 3, The Lost Commanders. Ahsoka splits with the Ghost, and the Ghost meets Rex, Wolf, and other clones. One of the clones snitch to the Empire. Wolf gave up the Jedi. Episode 4, Relics of the Old Republic. I don't like the term the Old Republic when there is actually an Old Republic. In Legends, I get it. I don't like it. Rex gives data to the Ghost for the Rebellion, specifically potential base locations. The Empire arrives in the system. An Imperial command ship leaves the ground troops and rendezvous with Vader. The clones help the Ghost escape, and the Ghost ensures the clones survive the battle. A new Inquisitor arrives. The clones, at least Rex, joins the Ghost to Ahsoka and the Rebellion. Episode 5, Always Two, there are. 2 Inquisitors confront Ezra, Zeb, and Sabine while looting an abandoned Republic hospital. Ezra and Sabine are caught. Zeb breaks them out and escapes, rendezvousing with the Rebellion. Episode 6, Brothers of the Broken Horn. Ezra responds to Vizago's distressed call. Hondo is alone on the ship. Ezra has to use the Force to save Hondo in a deal gone bad. Ezra then finds Vizago in his own brig, and Hondo steals the Phantom off of Ezra. Brings them to the Ghost with a long story. Chopper had the Phantom on autopilot, so Hondo was forced to the Ghost. Episode 7, Wing of the Master. Hera recovers a new ship for the Rebellion and helps the Rebellion deliver food through an Imperial blockade. It is the B-Wing and will be put into mass manufacturing. Captain Hera is promoted to Phoenix Leader. Episode 8, Blood Sisters. Sabine and Ezra are confronted by a bounty hunter from Sabine's past on a mission. They end up working together to escape the Empire. Episode 9, Stealth Strike. Imperial ship pulls Rebel ship with Ezra out of hyperspace, capturing them. Kanan and Rex are sent to save them. They get everyone free, destroying the Imperial ship on the way out. We then remove ourselves from Rebels again and have Forces of Destiny, Season 1, Episode 7, The Stranger. Jyn Erso beats up stormtroopers, confiscating a pet cat off of a child. Very random story. that is all we have for this year. The remainder of season 2 is left for the next BBY. So that is all I have. But I believe I have moved up Rebels in my ranking. I have it 4th. I think it's going to move into 3rd above Obi-Wan Kenobi. God, that's some good flashback. I need a season 2 out of that. This one's really good. Rebels is really good. I enjoy Rebels. It's going above Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's moving into 3rd. It's top 3 show. We're doing it. Andor, Clone Wars, Rebels, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Bad Batch, Acolyte at 6th. I know there's other shows. We have not hit them in the timeline yet. When I do, they will be included. Rebels moves up to 3rd. Let me know your thoughts on Rebels, Andor, and everything else covered in this video in the comments down below. We're getting ever so close to the year that has the original Star Wars movie. And I'm very excited for that. It's been a long journey just to get to A New Hope. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.